Hey everybody, Pete here, Rancho Coyote. And we got our 73 FJ40 here, getting ready to actually start working on it, see if we can get it running. Did the compression test, and it's got compression, I can say that much. Don't want to give everything away. And it's to the point where I feel it's worth it to put some time and effort in just bolting all the accessories on, seeing if it'll run and see what it sounds like, and see what we got. All right, let's go. I'll show you what I've done so far. All right, here we go. All right, here's what we're starting with. Pretty bare. No starter. It's got a distributor, but nothing else. No fuel pump. No accessories on the front. I've got a lot of that stuff in the boxes that came with it. So if I can get it to spin and it turn over, I guess with a breaker bar, then I guess I'll take the next step. See if I can mount some accessories on this thing, at least a distributor and an intake manifold and carburetor. The goal is to actually try to start this thing, just to see what we got here. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, this is the first step. I knew I'd seen this sawed off in the collection of parts that came with that truck. So took me a while to find it, but I finally found it in one of the bins. And then this morning I bead blasted it and chased the threads, and looks like it's going to work. And I got this socket for my 70 when I was doing all the work on that. And so this should work. I dug out all the pulleys. This is only 5 minutes worth of bead blasting, but the bore was all surface rust. Anyway, so we're going to use this. I'm going to bead blast it a little bit more in the bore, and then we'll go down to the rig and see what we can do. All right, get some bead blasting. Let's see what we got. That dust out of there. Got the bore really clean where it's going to ride on the crank. Should be good to go for our purposes. All right, down to the rig. Hey, Pete again. Yeah, I really appreciate all you folks watching these videos. I got thousands of views on my Land Cruiser videos, but I don't have thousands of subscribers. Still trying to hit that magic 500 number, so really appreciate it if you take just a second or two and hit the subscribe button and help us grow the channel. That'd be great. Really appreciate it. Okay, thanks. A little bump right there. Like there's a little bump all around the whole circumference of this shaft right at the end. Might be keeping that pulley from going on there. Yeah, there's shiny on the outside 1/8 of an inch, then the file's not touching, and then it starts touching again. It looks like it did it pretty good. I hope there's enough of those flats left on this nut, or I might have to order a new one. They had to cut this off. Looked like they used a combination of grinders and maybe even a cutting torch to get this nut off in the first place. So I don't know if this socket's gonna have enough to bite. It's starting to get tight. It's turning, I think. It is turning. What's that gear? Hey, now that's exciting. Yeah, rotor's turning. My little torque extender here. Well, I'd say that's a victory. Well, with that victory, I think next thing is to start gathering up the minimum necessary stuff to try to start it. I think that I'll get a starter first. I know I've got pretty much everything to do. I got a water pump. I got 2 or 3 water pumps, even a brand new one. And I've got thermostat housings, outlet housings, timing cover, got an intake manifold, exhaust manifold already on there. I've got my old Asian carburetor from my 70, so I put the Weber on it. That thing's got a fresh overhaul on it. Alright, so what I got to do, I get to pull this off. I got to clean up one of these covers. They're both really rusty. Find the best one, put one of these covers on, build all this back up, water pump, thermostat housing, all that stuff, and then get my distributor cap out, clean that up, get that on there, see what I have for a fuel pump, oil filter housing, and an intake manifold, and a starter. That's it. Alright, I'll get started, and I'll bring you along for the ride. Now, look what I found in the pile of parts. We'll give it a try, see what it does. May need some lubrication on it. Now we're getting something. Look at that. Got hope for that thing. Alright, see if the starter will fit. Yeah, let's keep our fingers crossed here. So far, so good. I got a little torque on that. Good enough for our purposes. Well, I have yet to find more than one intake manifold. So I'm not sure if it goes to the 2F or the F or if they're interchangeable. So I've got it here. And I'm going to hold it up to this head and see if it lines up. That looks like it fits pretty good. Perfect, actually. Now I've got I know my 70 has these 2 drilled holes. Not sure about this big vacuum port over here. Might be for the brake assist. These are some kind of nylon plastic screws that are just in these holes, and they don't go into the intake area. So something must just mount on those, and right now it's not coming to me. This bolt right here goes all the way through and has a big nut on the bottom, and it does not penetrate into, that I can tell, into this area. So that bolt doesn't need to be there, and I tried to set my carburetor on there and that bolt's in the way. So I gotta take that bolt out. I'll show you. There's the other end of that bolt. And then it's got these 2 bolts. Well, looks like that will work. Fits nice. I have not removed this yet. I don't even know if there's any points in here. Oh, look at that. Nice and clean. I'm not sure what those points are supposed to look like, but this arm that moves has a tiny pad compared to the one it's resting on. And there's a big kind of divot in the resting pad where this upper one can fit in. I don't know if that's all just been burned away or if that's by design. Can't really tell. It looks like it's a perfect fit, but it could just be from being worn out. I think I got some more points, brand new points up in the shop somewhere. I can take a look at those. Now the 2F up in the shop has a fuel pump on it, so hopefully I can make that work. And I found this in the shop. That goes right there for the oil filter. Oh, we're making progress and we're in business. So I got the oil filter housing, I've got the fuel pump, got a starter. I need to get out one of the timing covers and Heat blast it. They both have seals, and I think there's a spare seal, but I can't tell if it's a used or new. Haven't looked at it yet. Just laying in the box, not in a package. I might even have a seal. Got the intake manifold. The exhaust manifold's already on. Yeah, I would call that extremely promising. With that result, we definitely go to the next step and start putting this thing together and see if we can get it running. All right, we're gonna see if this battery has enough power to do a compression test. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Really help out our channel. All right, do it now before you forget. Thanks. Well, they all have some compression, but they all have compression. But I'm not too alarmed by these numbers, given that it hasn't run in who knows how many decades. So I think it would start with those numbers and maybe free up the rings as it goes along. And we'll get some oil in the cylinders and let them soak. Hopefully that'll get down around the compression rings, and then when we get to the point where we're ready to fire it up, we'll see what happens. I guess we'll call that chapter 1 of the 73 FJ40. This series is all about just trying to get the engine running and see what it sounds like. All right, appreciate you joining us. Hope you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Really help out our channel. All right, do it now before you forget. Thanks. See you next time.